Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. And yes, unfortunately, I am still sick. I am kind of very much over it. I would like to be better now. I don't know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel better, and I'm hoping that I go to sleep and I just wake up feeling better, but I don't, and it's, yeah, not fantastic or great or fun or anything like that, but you know, it's whatever. But yeah, today we have Dragonite, who is a dragon flying type Pokemon. Now, this Pokemon, one tiny little aspect of it gave me this idea. So let me just describe it for you. So it looks like a dinosaur. Think kinda like Barney the dinosaur shaped, you know, with legs, a tail, and not T-Rex arms. So like standing like a T-Rex, but instead of having tiny little T-Rex arms, just normal sized arms. It is like an orangey yellow sort of color. It has these little wings, so I guess it's, yeah, as I say, it's more like a dragon than a dinosaur, but it is a dragon type, a dragon flying type, so that makes sense. And the underside of the wings are green, and it's got a little tiny horn on the top of its head, and then kind of where, maybe just above where the eyebrows would be, this Pokemon does not have eyebrows, but just above it, there are these, like, antennae that come out of its head, and they kind of look like noodles. So I decided, why not build a little noodle shop? And so I actually went to the gallery for some ideas, because I wanted to make, I don't know, I just wanted to have, like, lots of signs or something like that. Something that you could look at it and go, wow, that's a noodle shop. And I found this amazing build. If you look up noodle in the gallery, and then you sort by most popular, you will find someone whose name is RG Tect. So RGEETECT, down, I'll put it down in the description below. I'll actually link, they've got a YouTube channel, and their builds are amazing, like just jaw-droppingly amazing. But yeah, they built their own noodle bowl on top. I actually downloaded a lot because I was like, oh, what item is that? I can't find it in game. And then I went to eyedropper tool it, and then I realized, oh my god, that's 1,000 different pieces. So I took inspiration from RG Tect, and I built my own noodle bowl to put on top. So yeah, please go check out RG Tect. They are amazing, and again, I did not come up with that idea. Like, I wanted to do something cool, I just didn't know what, and that helped me figure out what. So yeah, please go check out RG Tect, because they did the coolest thing ever, and I think they should get all of the love and hype for it. Because yeah, it's just phenomenal. And like I said, yeah, definitely inspired me. And I tried to make it, you know, the bowl, the replicated bowl, my own version. I didn't want to copy them. I didn't want them to be, you know, I don't want to rip off another builder, you know? And you know me, if there's another builder who has done something that I've taken inspiration from, I'm going to credit them. I'm always going to credit them. It's not my build, it's not my idea. I was inspired by this person, I'm going to share the original. You know, I did something, I believe it was the A to Z challenge. It was the observation deck. I think I did it last year. Well, it definitely wasn't this year, it was last year. And hand quarter was, like hand and quarter, but remove the D from hand. They did this really cool build that inspired that, and you know, I remember that, and I think it's Andretti 3000 inspired my first, I say my first CC build, but I didn't use CC in it. It was the first build where I was like, maybe I do get CC, you know, like I don't want to use it, maybe I do. And yeah, you can basically blame Andretti 3000 for that. But these are the things that I want to share with you guys. Like, I want to share the inspiration and who did it and who inspired me, because yeah, I did not, I mean, I came up with the noodle shop idea months ago. I'm pretty sure it was last year I came up with the idea. But the actual noodle bowl that I end up doing on top of the roof, yeah, absolutely inspired by Architect. And I'm definitely going to be checking out a bunch of their videos after this. Because I've had a look at the thumbnails and they are so cool. And again, I've checked out this one build in game. Like, I actually downloaded it and put it on the slot. It's a bit bigger than the slot. I think it's a 30 by 30. But I downloaded it and I had a look at it and it was amazing. Theirs is a lot more Snowy Escape inspired, I feel. It's, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be work really well in the Snowy Escape world. And I had already picked this lot, so I think it's a good thing that I'd already picked this lot, because yeah, it means that I wasn't copying this individual, and it meant that I could take the idea of the bowl, make my own version of it, and then, yeah, just build the rest of it however I wanted. I didn't want to copy anyone. I never want to copy anyone, you know? I never want people to look at my builds and be like, wow, that's my thing and they stole it. Which is why I'm being very clear. Yes, this was inspired by somebody else. Please check them out because they are phenomenal at building. And they deserve all of the hype and love and all of that sort of stuff from everybody. So yeah, definitely check them out. I like I said, have not checked them out on their videos yet, but their builds are amazing. Fantastic. So yeah, I'm gonna, I know I've hyped on about it? Sure. I've talked about it a lot, but that's because I want to make it like super crystal clear. That idea came from Architect. Again, I will link their YouTube channel down below. And their YouTube channel name is the same as their gallery name. Because when I looked up their gallery name in YouTube, it came up. So, yeah, super cool builds. So yeah, again, please go check them out. But yeah, that's kind of the only bit, well, actually, yeah, no, I will say that's the only bit of this build that is inspired by anyone else. The rest of it I kind of make up as I go along. And for somebody who has no idea what they're doing when it comes to this style of building, I feel pretty proud of myself. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not very comfortable or confident with, I'm gonna say non-modern builds. Like, modern builds I feel confident in. Like, yeah, cool, I can do a flat roof modern type build. Easy. Like, is it gonna look like the best thing in the world? No. But do I feel confident and comfortable doing it? Yes. So yeah, builds like this, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing at all. So, yeah. Long story short, the fact that I felt pretty confident with this, I mean, I say pretty confident, but I felt okay doing this build. Especially this back apartment. So yeah, the front is a noodle shop, so you can run it as a restaurant. And then the back is a home. Now, I know we can't have restaurants and homes on the same lot. I don't know if it would work as a small business. It would be really cool if you could run it like that. But I don't really do useful lots, I guess. I do lots that are just how I want them to be, basically. But if you are doing a challenge or a legacy gameplay, where you are running a restaurant, you can just lock the door for everybody but your sim, or but the family of the sim or whatever. And that way people and employees and stuff like that, you could also lock the gate, so they can't get in, and yeah, then you just have your little apartment to stay in, sleep in, rest, relax, whatever. And then when you want to run the restaurant, you can just go over to the restaurant and deal with it. And then, yeah, when you want to come home, you can come home. But you can probably tell by the length of this video, I spent a long time on this build. A very long time on this build. I believe it was just over 3 hours, which was super surprising for myself because I normally get them done in an hour and a half, which is probably why they're not so cluttered and detailed. But I'm getting into the groove of spending more time in my builds, which is super cool, super exciting. I'm very keen on that. But yeah, because I did get really close towards the end and realized I hadn't actually furnished this apartment, this little I guess it's a house. It's a freestanding house. But because I hadn't furnished it yet, I panicked a little, and so I just ended up furnishing it the way I personally would furnish it if I lived here. Just to make my life just that little bit easier, you know? I didn't want to have to worry about anything. I didn't want to have to worry about, you know, trying to come up with Sims in my mind who live here. Maybe they run the restaurant or whatever, so it's me. I live here. And the very last room that I end up doing, I kind of panic a little bit with that one because I was like, I don't know, if I'm living here alone, like, what would I put in this room? I don't know. And then, like, yeah, kind of panic. So it's sort of a room for a guest, but also maybe, I don't know. It's basically just like a guest room. I could have just made it into like a normal bedroom, but for some reason, yeah, I panicked and I used, is it tiny living stuff in that room? Which, I mean, you know, sure, like, it still works. It's still a bedroom with items that should work. I did not playtest this. I never playtest my stuff. The only time I playtest is if I'm working on a save file, which I should be currently working on one. I'm actually running one myself right now. Have not started on any of those builds, so I probably will do that today over on the stream. I'm gonna finish the last 2 builds of this gen first, and then if I have energy and time and my voice doesn't quit on me, then I'll start working on those builds, which is super exciting. It is a save file that is pack restricted, so, you know, right now we are in, what's this world called? Tomarang. And the only items, if I picked this exact lot, which I don't know which lots I've picked one in every world, because you know me, I can never pick something easy. Originally I had 2, and then I was like, why don't I do one in every world, and here I am. But yeah, what was I saying? The only pack I'd be able to use in this world is for rent, and in fact, For Rent is the only world which we will be able to have, is it residential rentals that came with this pack? I think so. And then Business and Hobbies, that world, is the only one that can have a small business. The rest of the worlds can have any other lot type. It's just those 2 that are restricted. But it's I don't know, it's a fun little idea, and people have started already. I mean, I had, one of my lovely friends who hangs out in stream, finish her build before I even put the save file together. So yeah, that definitely kicked me into gear. So Jelly, thank you so much for making me finish it so that you could put it in there, and put your name in the spreadsheet. But yeah, I made this huge spreadsheet. I might one day have the spreadsheet shared where it's all blank, so if you guys want to do a similar sort of thing, you can absolutely do that. And if you don't have, like, let's say you want to do a save file of your own, or you don't have a world, or you want to run it as a group, or whatever it is, I'll probably share that, because I've already put all the information in, you know? Like, it's why bother not, you know, like, I'm gonna share it, basically, so that you guys can have it, and then you just save it as a copy for yourself, and you can delete the worlds you don't have or don't want to deal with. So if you are putting a save file together for other people, and I might go in and do it so that you have your own sort of save file, but this would be just for building. But I'm sure there's already plenty out there. So I'm not too worried about racing and doing it straight away. It's just kind of, yeah, a little thought in the back of my mind there. I've still got, like, a bunch of work to do on it if I want to share it with you guys like that. I will have to update it with the new pack that's coming out soon. I keep calling it Get to Nature. It's Enchanted by Nature. There we go. I know it starts with an E, but it's Get to Nature. Everything, you know, this pack is... No, actually, no. For Rent is... I usually call it For Rent. But yeah, every other pack gets its own individual fun name. Like Horse Ranch is just Horse Pack. Cottage living is chicken pack or chicken world. Although I do call Henford on Bagley Henford on Bagel because I misread it as that all the time. You know what? Let me know down below. What is your favorite pack to call something different? You know, like I said, horse ranch is just horse pack for me. But what's your favorite one to mislabel, or what's the one that you always mislabel? I'd love to know. Whether you do it intentionally, on purpose, by accident, whatever, let me know. I think my favorite, is calling Henford on Bagley Henford on Bagel. I had to stop and think for a second what it was actually called. I don't know, I just enjoy it. Henford on Bagel. I think it makes sense, you know? And I'll be honest with you guys, never had a bagel, but every time it makes me want to have one. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very, interesting. Also, one thing I did mention earlier but didn't really expand on is the A to Z challenge. If you listen to any videos in the past, I don't know, week or two, you will have heard me talk about it a lot. So I do apologise if anybody has been hearing me talk about it for 1,000 years. But yes, the A to Z challenge is a fun little series that I started in, I think, 2023, because I think this is my 3rd year doing it this year. And it's basically a fun series of challenges. They're individual challenges where each week you get a new letter and you do a room or cast creation. A room build, a build, or a cast creation based on that letter. So, you know, if we are in week N for noodle, you could do a noodle shop. Or you could do a noodle shop room. It doesn't have to be a full build. Or you could do a necromancer for Cass. Or you could do I can't even think of anything. Like an animal breed of animal that starts with N. Or a person whose name starts with N. Or a career type that starts with N. Basically, if you can build it or create it in Cass, it's considered an entry. It counts. So yeah, it's a really fun challenge because you guys get to just do kind of whatever you want. If you're more into Cass, you can obviously do Cass. If you're more into building, you can do building. If you like both, you can do both. If you want to alternate, you can alternate. That's what I love about it, is no matter who you are, like, you can do whatever you want. You can try whatever you want. You can, look at whatever you want. You know, I would even say for, like, the letter B, you could do base game build. I would count base game build for the letter B, or base game sim for the letter B, just because that is a specific thing within the game that a lot of people know about, or look up, or want to have or see, because a lot of people, I don't know how many people just have base game, but, you know, being free, it makes it accessible to everyone. The game being free, it makes it accessible to everyone who wants to have it. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely very interesting, and if you want to hear more about it, there is a link down in the description below to a Notion page. You don't have to have Notion to look at it, and it's like a little website basically where it tells you. It's got countdowns for the upcoming week and the week after that, just so when I inevitably forget to update the website, that you'll still have the second week, so you're not waiting on me to update it. It's got the hashtags next to the countdown. So the hashtags are just for the gallery. You don't have to share it anywhere other than the gallery. Originally I had it on Instagram, but then Instagram made posts. I had it on Discord, but not everybody has Discord, not everybody wants to join Discord. And I did it like that initially because I was like, I don't want the posts being eaten. Like, I want it to be people to be able to enter and whatnot. But now I'm just going to do it through the gallery, and I'll just look up the hashtag. And the hashtag is year specific as well. So next year it'll probably be the same hashtag, but with 2026 instead of 2025. Because I'm pretty sure the hashtag is... Oh, excuse me. I did not mean to burp there. I don't know, being sick, it's made me really gassy for some reason, and I keep burping quite a bit. And I've so far managed to not do it on stream. To be honest, I haven't streamed since I got sick. To not do it in video, so I do apologize for that. What was I saying? Yes, the hashtag, I'm pretty sure for no matter what you build or do in Chaos, it is hashtag A to Z 2025 and then the letter, I believe that's right. I'm gonna have to double check that, because I cannot remember. But if I go to the page, yes, it is A to Z 25A. Okay, so it's not 2025, it's just 25A for the letter A. And it is due in 11 days. So it actually starts, I think Monday or Tuesday this week. No, sorry, next week. Monday and Tuesday this week has already happened. But yeah, if you want any build ideas, there are build ideas on there as well for every single letter. And every entry for this year will also be entered into this, so that people can see the previous builds, and I will put your gallery name next to it. Currently, the people who have entered their, it's just their Instagram names, because it was entered in Instagram, and I didn't unfortunately upload last year's because I had a little bit of a moment where life got really busy, extremely busy, and I panicked and I didn't have a lot of time for it. But yeah, from now on, every build or cast will go up there. So if you're looking for ideas, there's plenty of ideas. I think every week has at least 2 ideas. But yeah, the rules are all there, but I can read them out to you guys now. So basically, yeah, each week you get a new letter, which must be submitted by the time on the counter. You do not have to do both building and cast, you can do one or both. And to be honest, I've had some people enter multiple little things, so I've had a few people do small little rooms and they've done a few of them, which I think is okay. But if there's that many people, because I tour them in February, if there's that many people, I think I might limit it to 1 build per person. But if there's not that many people entering, then I'm happy to tour as many as possible. You also do not have to participate in every week. Think of it as 26 mini challenges. So yeah, again, if you don't have time or don't want to or can't think of an idea for a certain week, you don't have to do every week. It is just, yeah, whatever weeks you want to do. If you're officially entering and you want it to be toured, no CC, but if you want to use CC, go, like, you can do that in your own time. Like, I'm happy for you guys to do that. If you still want to, like, follow the challenge and follow the timers and still upload it using the hashtag and whatnot, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to stop you doing that. It's just that I will not be touring them if you use CC, because of the fact that A, I might not have the same CC as you, and B, not everybody else has CC, so I want to try and make it as even. Like, it's not a competition, but a lot of people feel very discouraged or uninterested when there is a lot of CC. But I'll definitely have a look and check things out if there are CC, because I do love CC. It's beautiful and gorgeous. I personally only use CC in February, so if you are somebody who's not interested or doesn't want to see it or can't use it or it makes you sad or whatever, I only build my February builds with CC. So you might see over on stream for the next 6 months that I do use CC, but that is only for the builds that I'm releasing in February. And I'm starting next week, because if I don't, I will fall so far behind that I just feel so overwhelmed and stressed and beyond over it. So yeah, starting early. And then yeah, the last rule is just to use the correct hashtag, so that when I go and look for these builds and cast creations to tour, I will be able to have a look at them. And I do plan on purchasing all of the kits that are specifically cast kits. Currently, I do not have them, but by February I do plan on doing that. I was intending to do that last year, but a few things came up and it just wasn't really viable. So yeah, the plan is to do it for this year. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that sort of stuff. If you do want to see me touring your builds and whatnot, like I said, I do it in February over on Twitch, and the VODs will be saved. Maybe by then I will have them uploaded, like the VODs uploaded to my... I do have a second account. I've used it once. I uploaded one VOD, which I'm probably actually going to remove. And I'll probably start uploading VODs over there. So if you do want to see me touring the builds and the cast creations and whatnot, it might be over there, but you'll probably hear more about that closer to February because I'll probably have a better idea of what I'm doing. But yeah, essentially it is the goal to upload that stuff over there eventually. And I hope you guys... Yeah, like if you don't want to hang out on Twitch, then it'll be kind of like a way to view it over there. Also, I do apologize if you keep hearing me rip off a little sheet of toilet paper. I've just got that little bit of a runny nose, so it's leaking just a tiny bit, so I'm trying to just dab away so that it's not leaking all over my face, which is, yeah, totally gross, and I do apologize if that grosses anyone out. But there's not really much I can do to change it at the moment, unfortunately. Except just to get better. I've been drinking so much tea, I swear, I cannot speak. I've got just enough of a blocked nose and a sore throat that speaking is just borderline impossible sometimes, and my words and vowels and consonants just crash into each other. But yeah, I'm like just sick enough that I would definitely not be going outside to visit or do anything, but I'm also better enough that like I'm gonna stream today. I haven't had a coughing fit at all today, thankfully, because I'm pretty sure it was yesterday's build. I had to pause it and stop the recording, I think 4 or 5 times, because I just started coughing all over the place. It was horrible. Maybe it was the day before, I can't remember. But yeah, coughing all over the place, and it just was not fun. But yeah, thankfully today, not so much. I am getting a slight tickle in the back of my throat, but I feel like with stream, because, you know, with these videos, these are pre-recorded, so I have a very, I don't know, you don't really hear background noise. I mean, you probably do hear background noise in my videos, but that's because I live with 1,000 people and there's just always noise and things going on. Like, I'm pretty sure right now one of my roommates is drumming. They drum so often. But yeah, no, with streams, like, I can stop, I can take a drink, I can be like, alright guys, I'm gonna go blow my nose, I'll be back in, like, a minute. I'm just gonna go, like, blow my nose, wash my hands, stretch, whatever. Like, I can go do that, and it's live, so people can be like, oh yeah, cool, like, we'll see you in a minute. Whereas this is like, no, if I just randomly be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking for a minute, there's gonna be this weird, awkward silence, and I just don't want to do that to you guys. But yeah, like I was saying, like, there is a tiny little tickle happening, but I think because, yeah, again, with stream, I can pause, I can walk away, I can go make myself a cup of tea and whatnot. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's all good. I will be fine. So yeah. I also did not intend for this video to be this long, but I really did cut out as much as I could. There's not really much else in this video that I could cut out. I mean, I didn't even have any breaks because I did not stream this. I haven't been streaming for a couple days. So I did this in my own time, but anytime I needed a break, I would just pause the recording, and then when I wanted to come back, I would play the recording. And sometimes when I wanted to look things up, I would pause it and then come back, and it was just like, oh my goodness, there's nothing to cut out. The only things I really cut out are when I search for something, because I do have CC in the background, when I look for something, it's not just searching all of my, what do you call it, like, it's not just searching my items, like the in-game EA items, it's also searching through all the CC to find the thing I'm searching for. So you might notice when I search things, like, it's going super fast, so you might not be able to read it. But sometimes when I look up things in-game to find these items, it will show up, like, the CC will show up, and you'll see, like, that's not an in-game item. I've never heard of that before. And it's, yeah, because I have got CC in the background, and yeah, it takes like a good solid 10 seconds to go from the, like, what I've looked up to the page where all those items appear, because it's got to search through all of those items, and it's not fun. It's really not fun, because I'm like I can't, there's not a single thing I can do but just sit and wait. So I do cut those out, but I think I only look up 4 things, so that's like 40 seconds I cut out. That's only 10 seconds of video time, because I speed it up by 400%. It's, yeah, like, what do I do? I don't know. What do I do? So, yeah, it's just basically a very, very long video, and I have to figure out what on earth I talk about for the next 14 minutes, because honestly, I kind of talked about everything. I guess I could talk about the new pack that is coming out. I have not pre-ordered it. I'm not very much into pre-ordering unless I see the items. And I don't know how I feel about the items. From what I've looked at, half of it I am already in love with, and the other half I don't know how I feel about. But I don't think we've seen all the items. We've just seen some of them. So it's like, you know, what do I'm not going to pre-order. I don't ever pre-order any of these items. I think maybe business and hobbies. Actually, no, I don't think I did. I think business and hobbies I ordered the day that you could see the items, the day it went live, the day that it was released. Because I don't know. I just don't believe in pre-ordering when you don't know what you're getting. Like, yes, you could guess and be like, oh, it looks like we're getting this and it looks like we're getting that. But I actually waited for people to do pack reviews, like, you know, oh, I just got the pack, it's just been released, I've downloaded it, here are all the swatches. That's what I wait for, because I want to know. I want to know, is it worth it? I don't want to waste my money. Like, for me, I don't do casts, so I've not bought any cast kits. Like, anything that has, there's a few that are cast and building, because it's building as well, yes, I have bought it. But yeah, because I don't do gameplay, I just didn't see casts as an important thing to do. But like I said, for the A to Z challenge, I do intend to get them by February. It's the problem is kits never go on sale, so I am going to just be patient and get them slowly but surely. And by the time we get to February, I should hopefully have them all. But if not, I know that for Christmas I could definitely ask for some from some people. I don't know, I'm not one to want a lot of things. I don't know, I move a lot. I mean, I haven't moved recently, which is good. I've spent, I think I'm up to 18 months where I currently live, which is probably the longest I've lived somewhere in maybe like 10 years. That's insane. And, you know, like, before that, I think the longest I'd stayed in any one place was maybe 3 years, and then when I was really young, 5 years, which is, like, that's just crazy. I don't even think we made it 5 years. I think it was 4 years. So yeah, I've moved around a lot my entire life. And so because of that, I don't like having a lot of things. Like books, I love having a lot of books. I will never get rid of my books. But beyond that, yeah, I don't really like having a lot of useless items. Even my kitchenware stuff, like at the moment it's all in boxes because the roommates I live with now all have everything they could ever need, or that I could ever need. And I know that when I move out, I will have a set of 16 plates, bowls. Is it a set of 16? I think it's, maybe it's plates, bowls, and cups, and I think there's 2 types of plates. And then, yeah, my cutlery set is, like, a mismatch of random things that I found at uni that I, like, a lot of the stuff I got, there was a cupboard full of junk, and the, like, where I stayed at uni, and they were saying, if you guys don't come and collect your stuff, we're gonna be throwing it out at this date, at this time. And so I asked them, can I take stuff, like, right before you, like 15 minutes before you throw it out, because by that point, nobody's claimed it, nobody's wanted it, they've had, I think it was, like, 2 weeks to claim it, And everybody was told in person as well, so it's not like nobody knew. Everybody knew. Everybody was told in person. Everybody was emailed. Like, everybody knew. And so they were like, yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, me and a couple of other people grabbed just a bunch of stuff, and we deep cleaned them, because they'd been sitting in that cupboard for, like, a year, I think. And I still have most of that stuff to this day. Actually, I have a special drinking glass. It's basically just a glass from IKEA. It's nothing special, but it is the glass I drink from. It's my glass. I drink water from it. That's it. If I want to drink anything else, I find a different glass. My tea goes into a mug, but that is my drinking water glass, and I'm pretty sure that came from under that cupboard. And yeah, like, I don't really have many other drinking glasses. I have a couple, but that's my one drinking, like, that is mine. When I have guests over, they get the other ones. That's my one. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to have, like, when people ask me what I want for gifts, I'm like, brain power? Can you spare some brain cells? Or, like, energy or something? No? Okay, well then I don't know. But most of my gifts end up being, like, things that I ask for when people are like, what do you want? I generally tend to ask for things that I am running low on or need to replace. For example, I have a pair of slippers that I have worn them down to death. Like, that, you can still wear them, they're perfectly fine, but my problem is that people with bigger feet than me have tried them on and stretched them out, so now when I go down the stairs, it's a trip hazard. So I can't wear them around the house. So yeah, for Christmas I asked for a different pair of slippers, and nobody's allowed to wear them. And so now I have a new pair of slippers. I still haven't pulled them out and worn them yet, because the ones I've currently got have not died. And that's basically what I'm waiting for, is for these ones to be dead. They're almost there, to be honest. I'm just waiting a little bit longer. And then, yeah, I'll hopefully... Well, I was going to say hopefully have a new pair, but I do have a new pair. But it's also things like, I had a pair of jeans, and I was wearing them, and I went to go visit my mum, and I got on a plane to go visit my mum, and I flew from where I was living to where she was living, and I caught public transport the whole way, and when I finally caught up with my mum, the first thing she said to me was, have those jeans always had a rip in the butt? And it turns out, no, they had not, because when I put them on, they did not, and at some point from me putting them on in the morning to arriving at my mum's house, I got a huge rip in the butt, and I had no idea. And nobody else had any idea, because I had a jumper on, and the jumper came down, like, it was really, really long jumper. I prefer huge, massive hoodies, so I was very grateful for that, but when I obviously got to my mum's house, I took it off. And that's when she saw it, and she's like, do you need me to buy you new jeans? And I was like, no, I got new jeans at home, like, it'll be fine. She's like, yeah, but you don't have them here with you now. Like, you don't have another pair of jeans with you now, so are you gonna go home with the jeans with a rip in your butt? And I was like, well, if I just put my jumper over it, no one will know. And yeah, she basically took me to the shops and made me get a new pair. I think she actually ended up buying me a pair, which... I was like, no, you don't have it, it's okay, I don't want to. And she's like, I'm not letting you leave without buying a new pair. I don't want to. So eventually, yeah. She kind of forced me to buy a new pair of... Oh, I say forced me. She bought me a new pair of jeans, which I still have to this day, that do not have a rip in the butt and are very, very, very comfortable. So I'm very grateful for that. But even, like, I had a pair of shoes, and I was out walking with my roommate, Onion, and he... was like, oh, let's go over here, and I was like, oh, can we walk this long way around, because my shoes have holes in them, and it's raining, and if we go that way, that's the quicker way, we'll be walking through puddles, and I will get my socks wet. And Onion went, you know what, we're not even going to go that way, we're going to go this way, right here, to a shop, and you're going to buy new shoes. Because Onion also knows me, and Onion also knows I'm not going to buy new shoes until they literally fall off my feet. So he made me buy new shoes that day. And I did buy them, and I'm that sort of person, like, if I need to do it and you tell me to do it, I'll do it, but not until you kind of make me do it. So, yeah, look, long story short, I really wear things out until they are no longer useful. I still have shirts and jeans. Actually, I have a pair of jeans that I have had for, I think, 13 years. So, yeah, and they still work. They're still wearable. They're still mostly comfortable. Problem is they are skinny jeans, and I'm not into skinny jeans anymore. So I don't usually wear them, but they're still usable. And I haven't thrown them out because they're still usable. And I also do a lot of thrifting as well. I say a lot. I've done a little bit of thrifting. I want to do more because, I don't know, you find good quality stuff there. Like, you're not going to find good quality stuff in a lot of places nowadays. A lot of it is really cheap and falls apart really quickly, and it's very disappointing. And I'm very, very, like, just, can we not do that? Can we do sustainable clothing, please? You know, I did some research into the textile industry, and it wastes a lot of water, it wastes a lot of fabric, and it's not cool. I don't support this. So yeah, thrifting gives it a second home. It means you're not supporting waste, and you're supporting recycling and reusing. Like, yes, there was waste when that particular item was made, but by recycling it, you're not buying into it originally, which supports the company that's doing the wasting, you know? Like, it's kind of, I don't know, it makes me feel better. So I definitely should go thrifting again. My problem is I just don't like to go out, and I don't like to go shopping, and thrifting is shopping, it's just elsewhere. It's not at a mainstream store. And I know thrifting is also really, really handy for people who are maybe not as rich, but a lot of the thrifting places I've been to are the ones where they do sell secondhand items, but they're kind of still a little expensive. Because I feel bad for buying good clothes for cheap when there are people out there who desperately need that. So I do look for the things that are a little more expensive, for that reason. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Yeah, here's the bedroom I was talking about at the beginning, where I kind of panicked and was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It ended up just being, yeah, this tiny living bedroom. And I did it like that because I was like, you know, you could probably put like a desk in here, which I did, or like a couch or something, which I did not, and have it as like a room where you do, I don't know, like it's just like a storage room, but then it becomes a guest room when people come over. But with Sims, it's kind of hard to do it like that, so yeah, I don't know. I had a little bit of fun with it, but I was stressing at this point because I was like, I just need to finish. But yeah, we're pretty much at the end here. I just do some last minute landscaping. If you guys have enjoyed this video, I would really, really, really appreciate it if you would let me know by subscribing and or commenting, whichever one is easier for you, or whichever one you'd prefer to do. Because it lets me know that I'm doing good in these videos and you guys enjoy them and have fun with them and whatnot. My schedule, sorry, my voice there. My schedule is every single day except for the last couple of days of February, depending on if it's a leap year or not. It's 2 days if it's not, 3 days if it is. Those are the only days of the year I don't upload, but every other day of the year I do, including all the holidays. So you'll always have a video to watch. There'll always be lots of content, so yeah, if you're interested, definitely let me know, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, which we're getting very close to the end of this gen. It's so exciting. I'm gonna do them today, but yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.